What's going on, guys? Today I have a brand new 2024 Honda CBR650R with the Eclutch. This is brand new to America. These just dropped. This here is VIN number 701, and I'm going to go ahead and go into the full financials of buying one brand new in America so you can kind of get an understanding of what you'd pay for something like this. Now, the base price of these, straight off the showroom floor, $9,899. I did get a small incentive by putting my deposit down. I was able to get $200 off, $9,699 for the base MSRP, $200 off. I did put a $500 deposit down, which was able to reserve my spot. My dealership got 2 of these. This was to ensure that I got 1. So putting my $500 down just ensured that I got that. But of course, that goes back to me. Now, if anybody is not new to buying motorcycles, if you buy a brand new motorcycle, there is typically a freight charge or a destination fee added onto these. This bike right here, $600 freight charge, and my dealer has a processing charge, which is not required by law, but my dealership does it. That was $329, $600 for the freight charge, and the cash price with accessories, service, and taxes, all that came out to a total of $10,436. Now, the final out the door price for the bike, straight up with all of the accessories, all that stuff that you have added in there, that would come out to a grand total of $11,365.36. That is just bike, nothing else added. None of the registrations, all that stuff. So this would be just bike if you didn't have to pay all that other stuff. So $11,365.36. Now, I do live in Maryland, so we do have different taxes, different things. In this state, the license and registration fee was $129. The government certification of title was $120. And I did get the 5-year Honda protection plan as $850. That covers me all warranty for 5 years. So I thought it was worth it, especially with something new like the Eclutch. I have faith in it, but you never know. Some things might happen. They are still new. They could be finicky. So I just wanted that extra protection. All in all, for all of that would come out to about $12,464.36. The registration, government, all that, and the protection plan would come out to $1,099. So with all those fees and everything, that is what the grand total would be. However, I traded. I traded a bike in. They gave me like $2,700 for it. So if you count the $2,700 plus the $500 down, I did get $3,200.05 off for my trade-in, which brought my total down to $8,159.96. Now that we have the financials out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into some of the features and the things that you need to know about this bike. Now, first things first, this bike does have a 300-mile break-in period, and it does recommend that you use unleaded fuel only. And of course, the lower octane, the lower your performance will be. I would say if you stick between the 90 to 93 range, you should be good. Obviously, maybe if you can go get some ethanol free, might be good. But it does say that it recommends unleaded and regular. Now, keeping in fashion with the gas, this does have a 4.1 gallon tank with a 0.8 gallon reserve. So you are looking at about 5 gallons. I do not know what the current miles per gallon is on these things, but I would estimate somewhere within the 60s. That is typically what a sport bike gets, so I'm just going to guesstimate that. I don't know for sure, but this is my estimate. Now, this bike does have a 57-inch wheelbase. If you have a truck with a 6.5-foot bed like I do, this will just barely fit. You won't be able to close the tailgate, but it'll be close enough that you can at least have it half cocked. I'll show you a picture now. And then the front tire is a 120 by 70, 17. Rear tire is a 180 by 55, 17. So that is the wheelbase there. That way you know those little features. Now, I'm sure pretty much everybody knew that this was a chain drive sport bike. It is a number 525 chain, and you have a 15 tooth sprocket up front and a 42 sprocket in the rear. That way you know what size your sprockets are. Of course, you can adjust those as you see fit. I'm perfectly fine with where it is, but it is a 1542. Now this bike is a liquid cooled 4-cylinder, and I will say this bike likes to run hot. You are averaging about 220 degrees on the water on this thing. And the fan does like to kick on a couple times, especially when you're sitting. So just a fair warning, and you do not get to see that on the screen. You have to physically scroll through the menu to find out what the water temperature is. So that is kind of a downside, but it is what it is. Now, first things first, this does have a new TFT screen. You can control it here with this little selector. You can do a couple things here. You can check your gas, your mileage, all that things, your fuel, your range. If you come back here, you do have the settings here, and you can change a couple things. You can change the Eclutch if you want it on or off, hard or soft. I keep mine on medium. I like to feel that click. I like to know that I'm changing a gear. I like the Eclutch. I thought it was pretty cool. The display, you can actually change the background if you want. There are options, black, white, or auto. That'll does it during day or night. And then you can actually change the display type if you prefer. Where I have it like the bar, you could do it as a circle where it comes over, and then you also have the simple, which just kind of shows you, multiple different things. Here, I'll go back to it. This is your simple. I'm not a fan of that, so we're going to go ahead and bring that back over to the bar. I like to see my RPMs. Now this bike does have all LED lights. They are super bright. I do not have a clip for you about how bright they are at nighttime, but trust me, you are going to see plenty of the road. You do not have to worry about that. These lights are super bright. They're super nice. The bike itself is comfortable. The seat is a little hard. I'll give it that. Not the greatest, but otherwise awesome. Here is your LED tail light. You do have turn signals lower on the big old whale tail, but same thing as the front, they are bright. Here is your Eclutch. This does not stick out as much as you would think. You will kind of rest your leg on it a little bit, like you will bump into it. I am 5'9", and I can flat foot on this bike. It is really close, but I can flat foot. The exhaust is a little quiet. You could always go with a louder one. It's a stock exhaust, what do you expect? So there's not bad there. You do have the dual rotors in the front. This is ABS, so you will have plenty of stopping power with this. Have no problems there. And then what is really nice is this little section in the back. You can take the seat off, and that's where your owner's manual is, and also a small toolkit. If you come underneath here, you do have a small little keyhole. Go ahead and get that in there, and then you can turn it, and that unlocks the back seat, which then you can pop this up. I will need 2 hands for that. Once it is popped up, you can go ahead and kind of lift it. There are 2 small hooks under there that you kind of have to pull out on, which also still kind of takes 2 hands. Now under here, you do have the owner's manual, and you have a small storage space here, and it also comes with a small tool bag, which has a couple tools in it. Now in this tool bag, it does come with a couple nice little things. You do have a Phillips head and flathead, which can come into this little handle here. You do have a 10mm and a 14mm. You do have a Allen key. This is actually a helmet tether, and I am not quite sure what these are for, but I am sure there is something that I'm missing that I know these are for. I have not dove into that yet, but these are all what comes in this small tool bag. Now that is pretty much everything you need to know about this CBR650R. I may go ahead and get into motovlogging, I don't know. I just wanted to put this out there so that everybody would know what it pretty much costs and the things that are featured in this brand new bike since it finally hit the American soil. So hopefully this helps you guys, and enjoy it.